Alrighty, everyone. Let me end by saying a couple of things. First and foremost, let me thank you for your participation and your attendance today. I know sometimes having a conference like this, particularly with the information that we talk about, can be really, really tough. It can be really exhausting, it can be mentally taxing, and all the other things that go along with it. And we certainly understand and appreciate that. And certainly it's raining outside, so now we've caught the thunderstorm. But I think we accomplished a lot today. We accomplished a lot today. You know, I was asked earlier, what would be success? What would I consider success of this conference? It's not having every seat filled in this room, which would obviously would have been appreciated as well. Where success is that we are now armed with information. And we are armed with the responsibility of carrying that forward. We are also encouraged by the first step that we've taken, collectively, to bring awareness, education, and direction to trauma in the city of Columbus. We all share that responsibility. I accept my responsibility as the Director of Public Safety, but as I said to you today, this did not happen just because of me. There was an entire team behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, and pulling all of this together. You had the opportunity to listen to some dynamic facilitators, and I thank all of our presenters today, from Columbus Public Health, The Ohio State University, and certainly our friends over at CARE, and everyone else who came today to be able to provide information. Together we are able to do this. And I will never stand before you and be cliche, but let me say this, we have now a responsibility to carry this forward. Let me share with you what myself and my team will do after this. We will get together and we will debrief. What did you like? What did you not like? What worked? What didn't work? Were the presentations too long? Were they too short? Were the breakouts too long? Were they too short? Did we have the right people here? That is what we will talk about, because we really care about doing this right. As we envision this for the future, we will be looking for additional partnerships. We must. We have to. Because we recognize there's still more conversation to have. Even those of you who are still here with us this evening or this afternoon, you are probably thinking to yourself, because I heard this said a couple of times this afternoon, well, so-and-so should have been here, or we should have talked about this, or we should have talked about that. And that's always going to be the case when you do something like this, and we recognize that. For those that you've been able to meet that you did not know before, hopefully you walk away with some cards, some business cards. I know I have some business cards. But let me ask you a question while we wait for it to slow down and rain. This is my business card. This is a little bit of a test. If you took my business card, do you consider yourself having a point of contact? Yes. You say yes. Show of hands, who says yes? Okay. I'm going to disagree with you respectfully and tell you that you do not have a contact, you have a piece of paper. If you text me or email me, do you have a point of contact? Show of hands, yes. I'm going to tell you that you've sent a text message and an email. When I respond to you and acknowledge having met you today or gave you this piece of paper, do you now have a contact?
Yes.
Now you have a contact. And that's something that I teach my little kids when I mentor them. You know, collect business cards, but that's not a contact. That's a piece of paper. The reason I share that with you this afternoon is because it's important for us to be connected. Not only for the things that we're doing in public safety or the division of police, but things we are doing across the city. Things that you are doing within your programs. Because you all know that there's nothing more valuable than being able to, when you run into a problem, run into an issue or a situation, then being able to say, wait a minute, I know exactly who I'm calling, because you have a point of contact. But I'm sure that all of you in this room can relate to me. Well, wait a minute, I know I got a card in there somewhere. All of you can relate to that, because we've all been there. I know I've been there. And that's why I stress to you, if you have not collected business cards, if you have not had an opportunity to connect, and I know we need to rush out of here because of the weather, We will send out, I don't know what we're sending out to all of the participants, because I know we took email addresses and all that sort of stuff. Maybe I think that'll be sent out. So you'll have all of that. And that will be important, because as we have the next workshop, as we have the next conference, we will revisit that list and make sure that you have an opportunity to gain even more knowledge, awareness, and understanding and direction than what you were able to gain today. Thank you would be too small. Thank you would be too small. There are those out there, our residents, who are waiting and depending on you. Waiting and depending on you. I used to be one of those kids. As you heard from the young man today who is in foster family right now. I didn't share this publicly. I'm going to tell you now, because again, I'm very transparent with it. I spent 8 years in foster care. 8 years. From when I was 4 till I was 12 years old. But let me share with you the difference between myself and the young man who sat on the stage today. And I hope this hits home for you. No one came to save me. I eventually left that situation and went back home 6 months later when my father was killed. No one came to save me. Someone is waiting for each and every one of you to save them. Someone. That's your charge. It's our responsibility, and that's your charge. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for your engagement. Thank you for your patience and tolerance. Thank you for your engagements in the fellowship at lunch today. Thank you to all of our facilitators who were here with us today, who provided a tremendous conference and all of the things that we've accomplished today. Thank you for my team and all the work that you've done that I haven't seen behind the scenes, and agendas and emails and all the other things. And last but not least, thank you to our host. He's in the back. Thank you to our host. Can we give Pastor Bill Raper a round of applause? It is known in our communities, whatever your walk of faith is, that God is the cornerstone of the community. And everything good emanates from that cornerstone. We have hosted here today for a very specific reason. Because everything that we must do is God ordained, it is God driven, and it is in accordance with His will. There is no greater call than service. Now, I'm not going to get into a sermon, I'm going to start passing the hat and all that sort of stuff in here, but I just want you to let you know that as a man of faith, this is what I believe, this is what I live, because I know that this is the cornerstone of every single thing else that we are going to do, no matter what your walk of faith is. So I encourage you, I bless you, I send you off with just encouragement and thank you. Please travel safely in this weather to your next destination. Before I dismiss you, and thank you for again being here today, are there any questions that you have of me? Yes, sir.
Who is the point of contact in the capacity of a program coordinator for this event?
Who is the point of contact in the capacity?
Your program coordinator, program manager.
That would be Assistant Director Shuba Lembo.
Thank you.
Any other questions, concerns, issues? Yes, ma'am.
Can I have your?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Can I have your card?
You can't have a card. See, someone was listening. Okay, sir.
I overheard on the participant side, two state programs over here, pops, kids. So that's might be a good idea. It might be a good idea that pops and kids was the also state.
Yep, no, we absolutely know that. That was obviously discussed. We just wanted to do it this way first, this way initially, which I think worked out very well. But there are certainly more conversations ongoing. I completely agree with you, so that'll be a part of what we're doing ongoing. Anything else? Anything else? If you are respectfully dismissed, please drive safely until we have the opportunity to see you again. Thank you very much.